Hello, and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys I purchased from online sources, thrift stores, and collector shows that once belonged to someone else. I've always wanted to dedicate an episode to collectibles from the 1970s, since I was born in the 1970s, and I have a lot of childhood memories from the 70s, and even more items from the 1970s. And the 70s had its own style, and toys, comics, sports cards, record covers from that period are very indicative of that unique style. So let's dig in. Not too long ago, I featured this awesome 1979 Incredible Hulk TV tray on my Christmas haul episode. Shortly after, I acquired this 1977 Incredible Hulk bowl and cup set by Deka. As you can see, the graphics used are identical to those that are used on the tray. And I did not have these as a child, but I did have similar kids' dishes with Sesame Street images on them by another company when I was a toddler. And keeping with the Marvel theme, I have a couple of Thor comics, also from 1977. The cover art is very 70s, as are some of the pictures and ads inside. So if we take a look here, this is an ad featuring bodybuilder Franco Columbu, who was, before he passed away very recently, best friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who co-starred with him in the 1970s documentary Pumping Iron. And Franco also competed in the very first World's Strongest Man competition alongside Incredible Hulk TV star Lou Ferrigno. And on the back of that comic, this is funny, we have an ad for a movie called Orca, starring Richard Harris. I saw this movie. I think I first saw it about 30 years ago. I didn't see it in 1977, but it's sort of like a Jaws movie about a killer whale. Whales don't do this, but, whatever. It's not bad. I don't think it did terribly well. I liked it. And now on to the toys. First off, we have this 1977 Fisher-Price TV mobile news van. Very 70s. I like the graphics, I like the color, I like the design. These are not the figures that came with the van originally. A couple of my Fisher-Price figures, because I have a few. This is a neat feature. We have a television screen here. I love the graphics again. Very cool. And here we have a Tonka Big Duke the Roughneck 8-inch figure from 1979. There were trucks available that he could drive. Very 70s with the mustache and sunglasses. And also made by Tonka is this 1978 fire and rescue truck. It's very similar to the fire truck that I featured a while back in my Fisher-Price Tonka episode. From the same period, has a mix of metal and plastic in that Tonka look. Like Fisher-Price, very tough toys. That's why I still see them today in thrift stores. 40 years, 45 years later. Still in great shape. And now on to trading cards. Here we have a couple of Topps trading cards from 1978 of one of my all-time favorite shows. You can still watch it today in syndication and reruns. Three's Company, starring John Ritter. And I watched this show as a kid. I watched it when it was still airing original episodes, and I probably didn't get even half of the jokes, but I knew it was funny. And it's hard to think of the 70s and not think of this show, and see this show and not think of the 70s. And some of my favorite hockey cards come from the 70s. Here we have a rookie card of Gilles Perreault. It's a 71-72 Topps. And rookie card of Denny Potvin. I think it's a 73-74 OPG. Here we have a 74-75, Bobby Hull WHA. And Lanny McDonald's second year card. I love this card because he's got the mustache, and he would sport that mustache all the way until the 89-90 season when he finally won with the Calgary Flames. His rookie card does not have the mustache, so I opted for his sophomore year card that does have the 70s mustache. And I love this card. I didn't even know who this guy was, Terry Ruskowski. He played with Mark Howe, I think it was, on the Houston Aeros. He ended up playing in the NHL after this for a few years with teams like Chicago and Pittsburgh. But I love this. This is his rookie card, his second year, I think, in the WHA, because it's got a great 70s look. Not just the long hair and the mustache, but in the background, that shiny blue paint almost looks like a silky curtain. But that was just the paint they used, I believe, in the changing room at the stadium. And some of the other cards of Houston Aeros from that year also have that background. And they also used this background in his 79-80 OPG card when he entered the NHL with Chicago. They used the same picture, actually. And here we have one of my favorite magazines in my collection, a Life magazine from 1972, and it's got two basketball giants on it, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. And they were giants not only because they were both over 7 feet tall, but because of their statistics and the way they dominated the game when they played. In that year, 71-72, that season, Wilt Chamberlain led the league in rebounds with 19.2 rebounds per game, which is insane, and a .649 field goal percentage. And Kareem led the league in points per game that season with 34.8. And even today, these guys are both the leaders for most statistics. Kareem still has the most points all time with 38,387. And I'm thinking, Wilt probably, I think he's still first in rebounds all time with 23,924. And on to record covers. Just for the sake of time, I decided to stick to just Chuck Mangione records I have found at thrift stores, because he was very 70s, and I'm a jazz trumpet player, and he's a jazz trumpet player. And for the most part, this is about as hip a jazz record as I'm going to find at my local thrift store. I have found a couple Freddie Hubbards. Other than that, I don't find really cool stuff at thrift stores, just maybe it's my area, I don't know. Usually I have to go downtown to find something like that. But I do love these album covers. Very 70s in what they're wearing. Very 70s in the graphics. And he had a lot of commercial success in the 1970s. Most notably with the massive chart-topping hit Feels So Good. And again, I don't have permission to play anyone else's music on my videos, but I'm going to play just a few bars of Feels So Good myself on my trumpet. So thank you for watching today's episode of Old Toy New Joy, and thank you for letting me share my 70s collectibles. If you liked the video, please like the video and we'll keep them coming. Until next time, this is your Toy Whisperer saying goodbye from Old Toy New Joy.